I'll try and keep this video relatively short, but it's something that's had my attention since it first occurred back and during the Akino Loki fight in chapter 544, is that when Natsu got the whole 7 Fire Dragons boost, he not only just kind of like had a general increase and whatnot, but what's more interesting to me is that his scarf was affected, and obviously his scarf, from what we know, is made out of Igneal's scales. These are dragon scales that were so innate at that point that they lost their color, being red at one point for Igneal and then fading out to white, so a normal person could touch them, when Anna ended up knitting them into a scarf. There's the question though of why, when Natsu went into this form, they transformed, because for a while I was wondering if it was just like some weird thing in the manga that maybe Hiromichi wanted to do something with, but maybe like changed his mind a little bit. But we know that when it came to the Akino Loki fight, he was very involved in what was going on in the anime, because he put Akino Loki's fight into the manga, or into the anime, that we didn't get in the manga. So he definitely was there. He was overseeing like the entire last season of the anime, and it was heavily emphasized. It wasn't just something that happened. It could have easily been something like maybe like, oh, let's not put that in there or something. But it was heavily emphasized. I didn't put the GIF because every time I do GIFs, I get hits on it. But the question is at that point is, what does this kind of like entail? Because we know that Natsu's scarf is the most staple piece of his whole design for like his outfits and whatnot. When it comes to is anything that he's wearing, he's gonna have the scarf with him. It's really weird to see him without the scarf, and it'd be kind of, I'm trying to think of just like another character off the top of my head with some form of weird piece. It's like seeing like Luffy without the hat on him. Not like he doesn't have to wear it on his head, but not on him at all. Just somewhere else, not like wrapped around his neck or something. It's just weird to see a character with such a symbolic piece to their design just not there. But Natsu's scarf is, like I said, a very, very important piece to him. But the question is why does it have to transform when this goes on? And this goes into one of my theories, and again, this is a wild theory, but when he ends up becoming like a full dragon, because I think we're good to assume, at least for now, when he eventually fights Ignia, that Ignia will probably start in his human-like form, and then Natsu and him will probably both go dragon. I don't know. I feel like in the ideas of whether or not the 100 Years quest is the full end for Fairy Tail, if there'll be anything more than that, will we see Ankh Saram or anything of that matter? But I can see Natsu going full dragon, and if the scales, like when he reaches a certain level of of dragon magic, that the scales will react, that maybe when he ends up going the full dragon, the scales, like the scales and the scarf will integrate into his form. Like I just imagine kind of like I like how Irene, how her hair ended up being like that long, fiery looking red hairline of mane that went down like on her head all the way down like her spine and stuff. But with Natsu, could Natsu be like a red dragon who has like a white scaled spine, which again would also look really cool. But then it would also play into the idea of Igneal always being with him, and even though Igneal's dead, he's always got that he's always got Natsu's back, which isn't a further way, because if he's like the scales on his spine, he does technically and physically still have his back in a little odd manner. But I really just want to make a short video about this because it's one of those things that it's emphasized in the anime, but it's easy to gloss over it in the manga. Like, it's right in front of you, but when you're reading this chapter, especially like, I remember when I first read it, I don't think I noticed it until like the second or third read of that chapter, because I was like more focused on Natsu going against Akino Loki. You have this like his giant firearm and stuff, so it was like, oh man, I can't wait to see how this plays out. You are looking more at the big visuals and not the smaller things, like what's up going on with this scarf. Anyway, comment below. I'd like to hear other people's theories on this, because it's one of those weird like small like kind of like breadcrumb foreshadow things of like, hey, this is gonna be something for the future. But anyway, yeah, comment below, thumbs up the video, click the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. And I appreciate everyone's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.